My e-commerce business does $1 million a year in revenue, and the day-to-day operations are run entirely by my team based in the Philippines. I don't make this video as a way to sell you on the business model, but to show you what has worked well for me to get to this point. Maybe you can take some learnings from this and apply it to your own business so you can scale by using international talent. I run an overseas recruitment firm. That's what we do. Hopefully one day you work with us to do the same thing in your business. Now, some proof to show you that I'm not capping. $4.2 million in inventory lab since 2022 in revenue. This is not the best photo, but this is the best I got because we don't have our own warehouse, which we'll get into in a second. But this is some of our inventory going out on pallets from our 3PL. This is my team based in the Philippines. I've visited them twice so far in the Philippines. I'll go again this year. Now, the business model. It is not dropshipping and it is not private label. We do not have our own brand. And so it's commonly referred to as online arbitrage. It gives us a very unique opportunity where the entire business is focused on the logistics, essentially, just getting the right inventory in the right places. So the core of that is buying and selling. On the buying side, we source inventory from various suppliers on a daily basis, and we make purchase orders of that inventory. We buy them in cash, send them to our 3PL warehouse, third-party logistics. They either they label them and they either store them there or they send them to the appropriate fulfillment centers, Amazon FBA, wherever it needs to be. And then we sell that inventory. There's no marketing or sales involved. It's already pre-branded products like common household names. And we just focus on the repricing, which is getting the most money for that item. Again, my two team members, their responsibilities are split up between all these different things. They play a hand in each of these. And on like a day-to-day basis, I'm not involved in any of this. Like that is not where my highest leverage opportunity is. And so there's a couple of mechanisms that have helped me get to that point. Now, I do want to cover one thing. I did not start bringing on team members until I had a real business, until I had actual revenue, because I don't see it as a way to start. I see it as a way to scale. And so the first part of that was creating a shared brain where I don't have Neuralink yet, but I have all these processes, how to do the business up here. And so I need to transfer that to someone else that's on the other side of the world. And so the best ways I found to do that is through documentation and videos. Now, documentation is good because it teaches the how, the step-by-step processes. But that can only get me so far. If I want someone to really know how to do the thing, I have to transfer my decision-making process. And I found that to work best with Looms and one-on-one calls. So breaking down why I'm clicking what I'm clicking, how doing it this way gets us closer to the outcome. So I'm not the bottleneck of just having to always tell them exactly what to do. The next phase of that is creating a growth loop. At the end of the day, we're all Pavlovian. And so reinforcing the positive behavior and not punishing, but discouraging the negative and the bad behaviors that get us further from our outcome. Financial is a part of that, but I found that it's more of a baseline. The big one there is recognition. People really, especially international team members, really value recognition. So we do that through private one-on-ones, Slack communication, and then publicly on monthly meetings and our public Slack channels. Now, meetings are a really big part of this. It's where I'm able to transfer my vision and transfer my thought process and my leadership to them. From there, it's accountability. If I really want someone to be autonomous in the business and not require my day-to-day micromanagement telling them exactly what to do, I have to have them accountable to something. And that is where metrics come in, the numbers, the data. KPIs is what we call them, key performance indicators. So on a daily basis, those are being input into just a Google sheet by the person who's responsible for them. So they see what the numbers, what numbers they're putting up. Weekly basis, we report on those in Slack. And then on a monthly basis, we do a deep report on a meeting. Now, in an e-commerce business, month to month fluctuates a lot just because of seasonality of buying, like customer behavior. And so because they've been with me for years, it starts to compound when we look at the year-over-year data. Because we can say, if I look at December to January, it's going to be a totally different ballgame. But if I'm like, okay, what did we do last February? How can we beat that this February? That's what we're really focused on. And so my role becomes strategy and leadership. That's where my time is the highest leverage. Now, I didn't do this as a way to not work or to vacation and travel. I did it as a way to like scale my attention and my focus and my time out of the day-to-day operations into leadership and strategy. Now, leadership, the word culture is a very corporate term in to people like us in online business, but it's a very, very important thing for me to do. I want them to feel empowered to complete the task or to excel in the business, not just because it's their job. Financial is definitely a part of that, and they are incentivized financially on optimizing and increasing these KPIs, but creating a culture where the team enjoys showing up on a day-to-day basis and providing because they're part of a bigger vision, of a bigger mission. We have somewhere we're going. And so my role is to steer the ship in the right direction, setting the strategy, setting the culture, being the leader that is required in order to accomplish this. So I hope there's something you can take away from this. Again, we run an overseas recruitment firm, international teams. So if you want to work with us, there's going to be a link below, but hopefully this is helpful. Thanks for watching.